Hi, happy Tuesday. I hope you're all okay. I had it all set up, I was ready, and then it blooming stopped on me again. I think we're all okay though. I think we're fine. Hopefully you're all okay, my darlings. Everybody is all right. Hi Claire, hi Anne. Lots of people coming online, which is lovely. Hello, my darlings. I've had a silly busy day already. We had a rep in with all new stuff. Christmas for next year. We've been doing Christmas for next year. It's crazy, isn't it? We haven't even had Christmas this year and we're already ordering. Hi Jean, hi Kate. Oh, lots of you coming online. That's lovely. Hi Linda, hi Sara. Hello, my darlings. Hopefully everyone is okay. Hopefully everyone had a nice weekend. Sarah and I have, just about recovered from tequila. And luckily, neither of us were actually hungover. We were just both very, very tired. Hi Eileen. Hi Cheryl. Hello, darling. Hi Jill, hi Sue, hi Lynn, hi Lorraine. Oh, there's lots and lots of you coming online. Brilliant. I forgot to do the challenge post, lovelies, so I will do that tomorrow, okay? The rep come in today and he didn't go until like 12:30, and it was a mad, crazy rush. So I will do the challenge post tomorrow, so you've actually got another day to get posts on if you haven't done it, okay? And I'll draw that one tomorrow. Hi Leslie, hi Doreen, hi Grace. Hello, darlings. Hello, everyone. However, I've managed to snag some really cute little bits out of the rep's, boot, because he had a little bit of stock in his boot. Sarah and I have snagged these, so I thought I'd show you. Hopefully everything is okay. Hi Karen. Hello, lovelies. So this is Fresh as a Daisy, which we did have as a charm pack and we've got on the bolt, but we couldn't get any layer cakes, but he had 4 in his boot, so I've had them off him. So it's that beautiful Fresh as a Daisy range, which I just think is stunning. I mean, look at that. Just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. You've got a little bit of stripe in there. You've got all those stunning florals. Like I said, I've only got 4 of them. So they are already on the website. I've already put them on. So grab them while you can. Okay. So that's the Fresh as a Daisy layer cake. There's also Astra layer cakes. I managed to get 4 more of those. So looking good and running okay so far. Oh, don't do that. Hi, Carol. Hi, Carolyn. And then these, which I've only got 2 of each. These aren't on the website yet, but I will put them on as soon as I get back. I managed to very quickly put these on, but didn't get a chance. These are fabric panels. So this is Super Bloom, which is the same people that do this range. Okay, it's the Create Joy project. I don't know, hopefully you can see this. It's a humongous panel. It's 60 by 80. So it's basically a bed quilt ready done for you. So you could put just a backing on this and then quilt away on it. You could hand quilt into this. You could free motion into it. You could just put, straight line cross hatch and you've got a quilt ready done. It's absolutely stunning. I don't know if I'm not going to open it because we've only got 2. They were originally £65. But I've got 2. I'm doing them for 25. Okay, so I will put these on the website as soon as I get back. Hopefully you can see that. It's just gorgeous, and it's that beautiful, watercolor look to it, just like this one is. Perfect if you wanted to for a back of a quilt. You could use this on the back and have a reversible quilt. So I've got 2 of those. And I've got 2 of these as well, which is also 25 quid, which is a little expensive, I know, for an advent calendar, but it's a humongous advent calendar. They're 36 by 54 and they're huge pockets. So you've got the panel and all the instructions as well in there, but it's a massive, really, really massive. I don't know if you can see that there on that little panel there. It is in cotton canvas as well, so it's slightly more heavyweight, and the pockets are really big. They're like this sort of size, like 5.5, 6 inch pockets. So you could get, if you've got a big family and you need to get more than 1 chocolate in each one, that would work really, really well. Okay, so I've got 2 of those and 2 of those. I'll get these 2 onto the website ASAP. Fresh the Daisy and Astra is already on. So that was the new bits to show you. It was lovely seeing lots of you on Sunday. Lots of people came and said hello, which was fantastic. And yeah, it was a nice day. It was a very chilled show for us, because normally it's all crazy, but doing a 1-day little one like that, it was very nice. It's a good job it was chilled. So you have to excuse me, I need to get some water. I would be moving boxes around and I've got a flipping tickle. I've got dust on my chest. 2 seconds. There's no one here for me to shout to get water today, so here we go. That'll help. So we're going to make a Christmas stocking today, and I know we've done stockings before, but I wanted to use this fabric because look at this. This is the double border of that the best fabric in the world ever. It's a Dashwood Studio one. It is on the website, and there's loads of coordinating ones with it. But I put a little surprise in it as well. So it's in the inside. Now you could put this on the outside if you want, but on the inside we've got a little pocket with a little cam snap with a little pocket there, and you've got a little pocket at the back there. So you could hide, like if you're doing this for a kid, you could hide some of those gold coins, the gold chocolate coins, like treasure in there. Or if you were buying, something, little bits and pieces, you could hide some, wrap some bits, tiny bits up and put in there. You could put a gift voucher or something in there. If you're making these for an adult, as I told my husband, this would be a perfect size for a little Tiffany box. I mean, I could get a little Tiffany box in there, couldn't I? No problem. So I've done it so it's got this really nice big deep cuff on it as well, because I like a cuff on a stocking. I think it gives it a nice luxurious look. And we've got this little surprise pocket, which I think would be a little bit of extra excitement, because they'd be like, oh, what else is in here? There's all goodies and bits in here, but you could hide something cute and all in there as well. Okay, so yes, I know my penguins are upside down. I very stupidly, even after thinking about it with the direction of this, because I used a directional fabric, I used this for the direction, then did the pocket the wrong way around. So after working that bit out and having to unpick it because I'd done it wrong, I was like, oh no, I've got to fold it down, it needs to be the other way. I then did the pocket the wrong way, but I'm going to keep this one. This one's going to be my Christmas stocking. Not that we have stockings, but I might just hang it up for Christmas, because look at these. So it's the double border, and I just think that you've got the penguins diving in there. Oh, like a little thread there. Really, really beautiful. Look at that little walrus here. So yeah, that was 1/2 meter. You need 2 1/2 meters to do this. If it's directional, just be wary of that as well. Okay, so I have done a template for you. Right, let me just get this out here. So I've done a template for you. This was my rough one. I've drawn it up all nicely. I've done it as a digital download on the website for £1. Okay, so you can see this is where I was adding in extra bits and stuff, so remind me. So you need 2 1/2 meters of fabric. Okay, now the template ends here because of A4 size. If you want to put a cuff on it, you need to just basically, this was the fold of the fabric. I left it folded. Yeah, this is my selvage down here, and that's the fold. Just when you're cutting out, just extend to the fold. Okay, if you're doing it from like fat quarters or something, you need to add on 2 1/2 inches to the top of the template, and you do want it to be slightly angled, so make sure that you're following the template up at that angle. Okay, so the template comes in 4 pieces, A, B, C and D. You're just going to cut them out, stick it together. There is a bit of an overlap on them, so make sure that the black line on the template just lines up, overlap the middle, stick it all together, and there's your template. I've written some basic instructions on the template as well, okay, so you've got the sizings and things. You are going to cut out 2 linings, okay, and then you need to cut out, and I'm using this beautiful, look at this is the something menagerie it's called. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. Something menagerie. It's in the Christmas fabrics. This one's going to be for Jonah Benjamin. So you're going to cut out 2 of your outer fabrics and 2 of your lining fabrics. And then for your little internal pocket, you want 2 pieces that are 11 inches by 5 1/2. Okay. And we're going to start, once you've cut that all out, we're going to start with the pocket. So how is everybody? Is everybody okay? How are you all doing? Anybody there? Hi, Jane. Anybody got any questions so far? Are you all right? The Christmas stocking looks fabulous. Thank you, Jean. I love that fabric. It's genuinely, I call it the best fabric in the world ever. So they did one last year that was almost identical, but it's delicious. Absolutely delicious. I love it. Now, this is directional, so think about your pocket. I want my pocket to be, I don't want it to be like that because my animals are upside down. So I'm going to turn this upside down to start with, all right? So it's going to feel like you're doing it wrong because, oh, hang on, it's upside down. So that when I make my pocket, my animals are the right way round. You're going to turn them both, just, if you're not using a directional, this bit doesn't matter. I always wondered how to make the best use of a double border fabric. This is a great idea. Yeah, I mean, I love a double border, and a lot of people use them in dressmaking and stuff, or to make table runners, but worked really well for the stocking. We're going to put these right sides together, and like you can see, they're upside down. All right, and that's because I want the pocket to be the right way around, like that. We're then going to make some little marks. Where's my ruler gone? There it is. Now on the top here. Okay, Nana Tuesday today. Ollie's on his lunchtime nap. Nice. He's into everything. Oh, bless. Oh, I've now got Jonah from tomorrow. I've got him for like 5 days because Rory and Cara are off to Rome. We're going to make a little mark at 3 inches down, like that, and 3 inches down the side from the top. Even though it's upside down, that's because I want to do something. And then we're going to go 1.5 inches in both sides. 1.5, 1.5. And I have written these on the template, okay? And then we're going to draw a line from those 2 marks. Like that. And like that. Okay. We're going to cut off this excess. Now, rather than draw a line, if you want to, and you're being brave, just grab your rotary cutter and do it. If not, draw your line and then use your scissors, okay? But I'm doing both pieces at once, like that. Pop a couple of pins in, keep this all together. Like that, like that, like that. And we're going to stitch all the way around, but we're going to leave a gap of just sort of like 3 inches, and 2 is probably enough actually, just on one of the sides towards the top. Okay, so I'm going to stitch all the way around but leave a gap for turning through. So okay, hopefully I'm over here and this is working. Now I'm using edge of foot on my normal foot for everything. I think with like stockings and stuff, just back stitch at the beginning of the gap. We're going to go all the way around. I just like a slightly bigger seam allowance when I'm doing things like this that might get, you know, moved around a weeny bit and stuff, you know, and pulls a little bit more than a quilt. There we go. All the way around. Oh, why am I still up on a 3.5? Oh, that's because I was quilting. Just like that. I'll just stitch around. So everything's working fine. Brilliant. Lovely, lovely. How is everybody? What have you been up to? Anybody done anything interesting? What have you all been making? There we go, all the way along like that. Across the top. And the side like that. And then nearly to the end of that gap where I've marked my gap. And there we go. Lock that one off. And we're going to come back over here. Okay, and whip those pins out. So I had a busy day sewing yesterday. I did the stocking sample up and got all the template done. Been working on samples for a Chanda as well. So the shop's not open now. So I'm just clipping into the corners a little bit. You just want to remove a little bit of that excess fabric just so it turns through nicely on those cornery bits like that. The other thing I would do now as well is just where the gap is, just makes it a bit neater. If you just finger press that first before we turn it through, you'll be surprised about how much neater the gap is as well. There we go. Trying to work out what to do with the birthday box. So So you're knitting, it's really going quickly now. Still working on your Attic 24 blanket, deciding to do all the middle of squares because they're fiddly. Oh yeah, that's sometimes a good idea to do that, isn't it? Do it all in one. I'm just turning this through now. Jane, you're knitting Christmas tree chocolate covers at the moment. Oh, nice. Oh, is that like for Terry's chocolate oranges to make them look like baubles and things like that? I've seen that done. It looks really cute. You can't beat a Terry's chocolate orange either, can you? You're knitting a loppy jumper that started last year and crocheting pumpkins. Ah, nice. And you're making a Luna lapin. Oh, I love a bit of Luna. She's such a cool little thing, isn't it? Oh, let's just go through the gap and just very gently pushing those corners out. We're making the little pocket. There we go. And then I need to iron it. Your birthday mystery box has just been delivered. Ah, oh, cool. Now you've got to start making, my darlings. Give this a quick press. Okay, so just roll that seam out. Give it a quick press. Make sure that you've got a nice, neat edge. And can you see that gap now is sitting lovely, rather than sometimes it goes a bit skew-whiffed, doesn't it? I'm glad you like the fabrics. It's we thought we'd do something a bit different because the last few years we've always done fat quarters, so we thought we'd do something a bit different this time. So, and they are beautiful colours, really beautiful colours. Right, okay. Now you're going to fold this up, so it can either go. Oh no, should I go the other way? Because he's. Oh look, that's like I've done that. I didn't do it deliberately, but it almost looks like I did. Look, that's like perfect. Before we do anything else, what we're going to do is we're going to put a cam snap on. So, if you haven't got the cam snaps, you could just use a popper or do a little button or something. But I'm going to use cam snaps because they're nice and easy. Chocolate and orange shouldn't be in the same sentence, let alone mixed together. Really, Lynn? Oh, see, chocolate orange is my fave. Love a bit of chocolate orange. It's one of my favourite flavourings. Be sad, that and lemon and lime. In fact, citrus, but and yet I don't eat oranges. So I'm going to do a black one because it's going to sit right over his nose. Oh, that was a real happy accident, wasn't it? So I just need to grab 2 of those ones. And is that the... Yeah, and then a male and female bit. Right, where's my braddle bit? So I'm going to go right through his nose like that. There. Right in the centre. Just make a little hole. And push through. I feel a bit mean stabbing the poor raccoon. I like it. I like the fact that it's gone. That was a little really happy accident. Dark chocolate and orange. Ah, see, I don't do dark chocolate either. No. Blech. Pop that on the top like that. And then we're going to squeeze. So I'm going to have to find something fun, aren't I, to put in this for Jonah for his Christmas stocking. We go. Give it a good squeeze. Get that piece there in. And then refold this up. So I'm just sort of fold it up to where that pointy bit goes. Down like that, and then I find if I give that a good push, it gives it just enough of an indentation that I can make a hole there, and I can put the cam snap out. Don't stab yourself with it, like that. There we go, and then that bit on like that, and squeeze that bit down. Oh, come on, sit in there. There we go, squeeze in. You don't like marmalade either. I'm not a fan of orange marmalade, but lime marmalade, oh, it's my favourite. There we go. Okay, so like that, just check that that's all lined up, and that'll sit like that. Okay, don't worry too much about the gap. You can sew it up now if you want, but we're going to stitch it on next. So there we go. I'm really pleased with that placing. That's really amused me. I like that a lot. I like little serendipitous things like that. Let me just put all those away like that. Okay, so next thing you're going to do is we're going to attach this to one of the light. Now you need to decide whether you want it to be on the outside or the inside, because you could quite easily put this on the outside if you wanted to. You know, you could do that and put it on the outside of the stocking, but I think the idea of having it inside and it being a bit more of a surprise is nice. But you could put one on each if you want. You could, you know, absolutely do top and bottom. Yeah, it's not top and bottom, in and out. So on one First thing I did was decide basically which way I wanted my stocking to hang. So I want my stocking to hang that way. So when it's hung up, it's going to hang that way. And I didn't want the pocket then to be on the front. I wanted it to be on the back. So you want to make sure that you're not putting it on this piece. You're putting it on this piece, the opposite way. Okay. You're going to find the center like that. Just finger press. Is everybody still with me? Are you all still following what I'm doing with this? I hope you are, guys. And then we're going to measure down 4.5 inches. Okay, so measure down that centre line, 4.5, just there, make a little mark. And then I'm going to line up roughly in the centre like that. Okay, and pop her in. Like that. Pin him down, and then we're just going to stitch down the 3 sides there. Okay, because what that'll do is make that pocket, but it'll also give you a back pocket as well. So let's just put that one in there, and that one in there. You're still there, cool, cool. You're all too busy discussing chocolate. I'm starving. I've made like instant ramen pots. So I'm going to go back over to the machine. I'm going to stitch from here all the way down, all the way across, all the way back up there. Okay. So now you could, I'm not going to change my thread. I would probably, normally I would change my thread and I'd probably do this in a red, but for time's sake on this, I'm not going to. So I'm just going to top stitch down, and that'll close that gap up as well. Ooh. Ooh, why won't you go through? Come on. There we go. Just needed a little encouragement. So down there, just top stitching about 1/16 of an inch away. So my scaffolding is still up, would you believe? They still haven't turned up. It's not my builder, it's the actual scaffolders. They still haven't arrived. He's so mad because he can't finish the rest of the work until the scaffolding's removed. So yeah, they were supposed to be coming Saturday morning, so I got an early Saturday morning. And they didn't turn up, and then they were supposed to come yesterday and they didn't turn up, and apparently they're supposed to come today, but you know, there we go. Okay, so I'll just come back over here so you can see what I've done is just stitched all the way around like that. Chop that bit off there. Get rid of those, I'll tidy that up. But now you've got a little pocket here, which you've got the little cam snap for, but because you've attached it on all 3 sides, you've also got a little pocket here as well, which you could, you know, you could slide something into. You could make bigger pockets, you know, so you could slide a book or something in if you wanted to. I've just gone with something little for now. So while we're working on the lining, we're going to do the next bit. So we're going to put the 2 lining pieces right sides together, like this. You could also, you know, as well, remember, I'm happy for you guys to adapt the template and make smaller versions if you want. Okay, I am going to put some pins in. I know I'm using little pins today for me. Okay, I did, when I cut them out, I used the template and cut all 4 at once as well. I laid out my fabrics and cut it all together just because I knew they were going to be the right size then. There we go, nearly there. And then I'm going to stitch all the way around, and I'm going to leave a gap here. So just there and just there. Okay, so I'm going to leave a gap in the long edge. I found that easier to leave it in the long edge. Okay. Stitch all the way around. That's my gap. Rebecca, good to see this thing's being done. As I've put it on the other one, I can't see how. Sorry, Olivia, I can't quite read that. Good to see this being done as I had put it on the other one. I can't see. Oh, God bless you. Yeah, I'm with you now. Yeah, it's I mean, we do stocking panels and stuff, which you can absolutely do this. It's basically made the same way, but I fancied doing my own version, which is why I've done the template and things. So again, I'm using edge of foot. Just make sure I lock it off there. And then this is going to be my gap here between those 2 pins. You know, I've been a bit generous with the gap. So, I thought maybe that might have been the scaffolders because there's quite a lot of noise out there, but it's not. And using edge of foot all the way round. You can stop and go round if you want, but I just tend to go for it. I've got a feeling my bobbin's going to run out in a minute. Are you making some to sell in the shop? We're not, I'm afraid, lovely. I don't have time to make stuff like this for the shop. I wish I did, but no, I really don't, I'm afraid. Half the things that we make on these are still half done in a pile because we just don't have time to, but have a little go. They're ever so easy. You can see it's quite easy to do. You can get rid of that pin because it was catching. There we go. All the way up. And off the ends. Yeah, my bobbin's going to go in a minute. I'll have to change it. Okay, round we go like this. So all the way round, done through there, all the way round, done through that gap. And then you do want to clip round your curves or get in there with your pinking shears. That works just well. Particularly that sort of like little internal curve here. Just take away that excess. Okay. You can clip if you haven't got pinking shears. You know, just snip into it. Whoa, don't snip your stitches though. But pinking shears are so much quicker and does exactly the same thing. There we go. And then just that back curve there. Clip into that. All the way around, nearly there. And up into that bit there. Okay. Oh, come off. So just whip round those. Okay, out with your pins. Oh, there we go. So yeah, we've got a busy October coming up. I've got Little Man now for, which I know is not shop related, but Little Man now for a few days. And then we're going straight into Hochanda, Create and Craft, and then straight into Malvern. And then before you know it, it's going to be the retreat. Okay, so I'm not going to turn it inside out because I want it left that way, but you can see the pockets there attached. All right. I didn't cut the bit for the hanging. Right, hang on. I need to grab some fabric for the hanging thread. Where's that? I'm going to want to do that in the green. There we go. So we need to make the handle next. So you want a piece of fabric that is a 1.5 by 5.5. Was it 5.5? 5.5 or 6? 6.5. Sorry, 1.5 by. No, I didn't. I lied. I did 2.5 by 6.5. Whew. Get there eventually. Kelly, hi from New York. You're a beginner sewer and it's so helpful to watch you do this. Oh, bless you. Hello, all the way from New York. Oh, wow. What time is it over there? You're ahead of us, aren't you? So is it like early morning with you guys? There we go. So 2.5 by 6.5. Sorry, this is going to be a slightly longer one today because we've still got quite a bit to do. Like that. Okay, get rid of that bit of fabric. And then we're going to iron this. So we're going to iron it in half first and then bring it in and just make a little tag. Okay, you could make this longer if you want. Is there any of that Riley Blake panel in the shop? Jean, it's Dashwood Studio and it's called Arctic something. The one that I did, the one that's this one, the original one. It's the double border. It's Dashwood Studio and I think it's called Arctic, I believe. One of the best bits you can watch again later and pause as you go along. Yeah. Or you can mute me as well then. You can just watch it. You haven't got to listen to me waffle on. Fold it in half and then we're going to open it and just fold those bits in like that. You can do this in your lining fabric or the main fabric. It's entirely up to you, lovelies. Okay, there we go. Fold it all back up. Give that one final press. And then I'm just going to top stitch down both edges. Okay, so back over to here. Yeah, it definitely should still be on the website, darling. That fabric, best fabric in the world ever. I just love it. There we go. Just top stitch. Again, you could change your fabric if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you if you want to. You could do it in a contrast. You could use like a metallic thread or something, give it a bit of sparkle. There we go, like that, and then down the other side. Oh, and I've just realised I've been a complete idiot. I was supposed to put this in the lining. See, I was getting all carried away. I'm going to have to unpick this and put this into the lining. You love this green tartan. Yeah, we've got it in a green and a blue and a red. It's really nice. It is lovely. And I love a bit of tartan at Christmas. So, out comes the unpicker because I'm an idiot. And this needs to sit up here. This should have gone in that, sandwiched in there. Where's my unpicker gone? There it is. So, you want to measure down 3.5 inches. To there, okay, it should have gone in there. So I'm just going to unpick a few stitches, just a second, to insert this in and re-sew that. So pin this in before you sew round, which is what I just didn't do. There we go, like that. You're going to fold it over like that. This should have been sandwiched in there, so I'm just going to poke it out the hole like that. There we go. I was too busy trying to remember to do the gap, you see, because yesterday I forgot to put the gap in my lining. Poke those out through the hole, both ends, raw edges, so you've got the loop tucked in there. And I'm just going to re-stitch that little bit, okay? Hi, really late, trying to free motion. Oh, I missed, oh, I've lost your comments, love. Oh, where'd they gone? There we go. Really late, trying to free motion a quilt, struggling, but you won't be beaten, shoulders aching. I know, it's hard work, isn't it? When you're trying to wrestle a whole quilt through, flipping hard work trying to get, to manoeuvre it. Do it in short bursts and take plenty of breaks in between. There we go. And I'm just going to back stitch along that as well. So the 3.5 inches down is because I'm putting a cuff on it and I'm going to be turning over a 3-inch cuff. So this then ends up at the top. If you're not doing a cuff, you want to put this right at the top, okay? But we're going with the cuff version. So, back over here. Cool. So that's my lining now done. We're going to move on to the front now. So, I chose to quilt mine up. You don't have to, but I like a quilted stocking. I like it to have a bit more oomph to it. So, I've basted up the front of my stockings, okay, just onto swadding with a spray baste. I just used, just a standard spray baste. If you haven't got a spray baste, just pin it or tack it, and then decide how you're going to quilt it. So on this one, I did absolutely minimal quilting. I literally just echoed those mountains, and I kind of went down a few lines on the sea, okay. I just did very, very minimal. On this, I was going to cross hatch it, but then I couldn't bring myself to sew through all their little faces. So I thought, I'm going to, again, stay real simple. Just do some nice wiggly lines down in between, just to attach it all. You don't need much quilting at all. So that's what we're going to do on this one. I'm literally just now going to just come down through those lines, just really, really rough and free. Okay. Am I still all right for thread? Oh, I'm not. Sorry guys, I'm going to have to just very quickly change my thread. There we go. Change my bobbin. Oh, I've got a bit left on this one. Let's use this one up. There we go. There's not much on their mind either. I might have to change it a third time. See, I wasn't very prepped today, was I? It's because I did so much sewing yesterday. So, I would up my stitch length to about 3.5. All right? You could put a walking foot on if you want, but you don't necessarily need to with this. And I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to miss their faces. I'm going to do a wiggly line through. Oh, I've got a bit close to his ear there. It's all right. I'm going to go around him. Like that. Down we go. I have a bit more of a wiggle on that bit. There we go. Okay. Need to come down through this bit here. I would normally put my walking foot on, but time element for now, we just go in quick and simple. you know, you could have some fun with this. You could really play around with it. We just got brought a bottle of gin by our lovely rep as well. Came in with a bottle of gin for us, so that was quite nice. We might have that at the auction. So we'll be doing one of our live auctions on the 29th of October, the Saturday at 1 o'clock. I've still got thread. It's not working. I think it's because there's different weight threads. Oh well, never mind. I'm just going to go for it for now because I haven't got time to change it. There we go. So what did you always have in your stockings as a child? Did you have anything in particular? We did always have a Paris chocolate orange, which was my favourite thing. There was always some gold coins. There was some colour. There was always like a little colouring book and pencils. Anything basically to keep us occupied so we didn't get up at stupid o'clock. And hair bubbles and things like that. Sometimes we used to have too. My mum did always put the tangerine in the bottom, and none of us ever ate them because none of us liked them. We eat chocolate orange, but we won't eat a tangerine. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to take this back over. Just really, really simple. Just some wiggly line quilting. Okay, in fact, oh, I really messed that up because I wasn't concentrating, but never mind. It is what it is. It's fine. That one was much better. Trim this off now, so I'm just going to go around and trim this down. Apple, tangerine and chocolate. Ah, nice. No, we didn't have the apple. There was always a tangerine. So I'm just using my rotary cutter because I find it easier. There we go. Yeah, and there was always a Terrace chocolate orange, which we were like, was the biggest treat. We loved that. Just take this off. I'm going to use my rotary cutter for that because it's a nice straight bit, nice and easy. Rotary cutter ruler, you know what I meant. We don't really do stockings now. The boys are a bit too old. But then we do a Secret Santa for Christmas. Now the boys have got older. We don't include Tom because he's still, you know, he's only 15. He's a bit young for it yet. You know, he's still, you know, well, he's not earning any money. But me and Phil and the older boys, the 4 boys, my sons, we all we do Secret Santa. And we just buy for one person, which saves a lot of money and means you're not worrying about, you know, you're thinking more about that one person. I think I've told you this, guys, before. So, exactly the same as the lining. Oh, knocked that. Right sides together like that. We're going to stitch all the way around this one, leaving the top open. Okay. Right, I am getting there, I promise. We're nearly there. Nearly there. You got the dash. I don't blame you, lovely. It is amazing, isn't it? And they're just so pretty. If you're using one of them as the lining, like I use the penguins, when you cut it out, you need to cut it out upside down. So, you know, if you've got that one and it's got the penguins and they're all that way up, or the bears or whatever it is that way up, when you cut out this template, cut it the other way so that when your cuff turns over, it's right. It does mean that they're upside down inside, but that doesn't bother me. I wanted the cuff to be right because that's the bit he's looking at, isn't it? Okay. All the way around on this, and then we're going to put it all together. And we're nearly there. Okay, let's go back to a normal stitch length. And off we go. So I'm just going all the way around. So you just going to put up with me. It's going to be a bit noisy, I'm afraid, because it's punching through layers. I'm using, again, just edge of foot. Just easing it round those curves. Make sure that you need to stop and pivot, do that. There we go, round we go. All the way around that bottom bit. I've got to work out how to occupy a 18-month-old for 5 days now. Woo. You know, there's only so much Dougie and cars that a girl can watch. He likes to be outside though, so I'm hoping the weather's going to stay a little bit nicer and we can take in, maybe there's a really nice farm park up the road, which has got soft play and stuff as well. take him there and exhaust him. He's got a swimming lesson on Friday morning, so I've got to take him to that. We decided to do Secret Santa this year too. What with the cost of everything and buying lots of bits and pieces. Yeah, that's exactly why we did it, because the boys all earn their own money, so if they want something they tend to buy it. And we rather than doing, you know, like X amount on each of them, we decided that, like with the 6 of us, we would do a slightly higher amount on one. Oh, my bobbin's gone again. Slightly higher amount on one person, and it really does. It really did. Oh, I'm gonna have to use red. I've got a bit of red left on that one. It really does make you think about that person a little bit more, rather than just like, oh, I need to get somebody else, that, you know, that person another thing for a tenner to make up their money and stuff. So yeah, we've been doing it for a few years now, and it was all the way back there. There wasn't much on that bobbin, a lot less than I thought. And it works really well for us, and it means that we just have a really nice family day. Phil and I always tend to buy a brand new board game as well, because we're all really into board games. So we always buy a brand new board game for us all to play. I mean, obviously little man will get ruined, you know, he's spoilt enough as it is, but being the only grandchild and only nephew at the moment, he is a little bit spoilt, but you're probably like wellies in puddles. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I might get him some wellies actually. That's a good plan. Never too old for stockings. Before we married, your husband came with presents on Christmas morning. You sat up and did your stockings, your PJs. That's very cool. Yeah, I'd say I still used to do stockings, but until quite recently actually. What are satsumas? Oh, tangerines. They're like little tiny oranges. Yeah, sometimes they're called satsumas and tangerines are actually different things, but they're like little tiny oranges, easy peel, and yeah, they always it's a fruit. Parents trying to make us eat fruit, I think it is. But yeah, in the end of stockings, that was always the traditional. You normally had like walnuts and stuff, which why you'd give walnuts to kids, but traditionally it was always like a satsuma or sometimes called tangerines. But yeah, little teeny tiny oranges. I suppose because they were a treat, because certainly for my mum and my gran and stuff, they wouldn't have had a lot of citrus fruit because of rationing and stuff at the end of the war. So yeah, it was a real treat. Here we go. Right. Mandarins, yes, they're all the same thing. Tangerines, mandarins, satsumas, all the same thing. There we go. But a mini orange, this is very sweet. Yes. So this one, now I'm going to pull the right way out. So like that. And this one you want to be right sides out. Like that. Okay. There we go. I would have given this a really good press, but I'm not taking it out over to the big board. And then we're going to insert it into the lining. Okay, so that's going to go into here. In we go, like that. And get that in as well as you can, down there, and lie it down as flat as you can. So you've got the right side of the lining touching the right side of your outer. And get that nice and flat, or as flat as you can anyway at this point. Okay, so it doesn't twist. Find your side seams. So there's my side seam there and my side seam there. You can open these out or push them to one side, entirely up to you. And I like to use clips at this point because it's easier. Okay, so we're going to go one way and the other like that. That side. Find the one this side. Oh, and clementines as well. See, they've all got different names. Tangerines, satsumas, clementines, mandarins. They're all basically baby oranges. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if they... I mean, I don't eat them because I'm a bugger. I don't eat fruit, full stop. Unless I might eat apple. I like melon. Or eat all veg. Eat all veg, but not fruit. Do they taste different? Do all those different ones taste different, or are they all just the same? Right, so I've clipped all that in place, and we're going to stitch all the way around the outside now, okay? And we're nearly finished. I know it's been a long one today, but we are nearly finished. Sorry, guys. There was a lot of elements to it. And I didn't want to prep all of it because I wanted to show you the different elements. So I've taken the box off my machine because it's just a bit easier. Just lock stitch to start and away we go. There we go. All the way around. So go a bit slow and steady so you don't get any pucker in, hopefully. Get in there. In fact, I'm going to lengthen my stitch just a little bit because it's struggling a bit to get through that wadding. Off there. So I'm hoping to do a few more Christmassy projects over the next few weeks for you. Because I think it's getting to that time of year where we need to start thinking, as quilters or sewers generally, we need to start thinking about it, don't we? We need to start thinking, all right, okay, better get on with it. Otherwise, it'll be that mad panic Christmas Eve stitching again. And there we go. Just lock that back off. They definitely all taste different. Different textures too, I think. So yeah, I don't know because I don't eat citrus fruit. I love the taste of citrus fruit. You know, orange, you know, a good lemon tart or something like that. Best thing ever. But don't actually eat them. And this is right. So I've just stitched all the way around the top. This is where you're going to find your gap. And you want to pull it all through that gap in your lining. There we go. So get that through. There. Pull it all the way through. I'm a weeny bit careful so you don't tear anything. Push through like that. There we go. And then let's trim those off. Got a bit of a thread going on there. And then this is going to be pushed down inside there. Like that. Right down into the toe. Make sure all fits before you sew up your lining. So I like to do a bit of a double check at this point and think, right, okay, now you want to get that edge, roll that edge right the way up to the top. Let me just move that out the way a second. Oh, I made a mess. I made a right mess today, girls. I need some space. There we go. Oh, good grief. It sounds like Beth just fell out of bed. Let's just come over for lunch break and sounds like she's just fallen out of bed. So I'm just going to roll that and give that a good press. You could top stitch this if you wanted to, but to be honest, I actually prefer the look of it not top stitched. I actually think it looks cozier somehow. I don't know why, but I didn't actually top stitch mine because I didn't want to. Right, give that a good press. You do need to stitch up that gap, but I would just hand stitch that closed. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn this down by about 3 inches. So flip that over like that. Give it a wiggle. Obviously finish off all your ends, chop off any little threads and all that are happening like that. That means your little tag here pops out for you, so you've got your hanging hook and your little pop. Oh, I did it the wrong way. My pocket's on the front. Put the pocket on the wrong side. Never mind. It's there now. And oh, it's just going to have to hang that way, isn't it, instead? He's going to have to have it hanging that way. There we go. So double check which side you put your pocket on. I thought I'd done it right as well. But you've got that lovely, cosy, comfy cuff, which I do like the look of. And in fact, I really like that green tartan against this. Give this a good press. Sew it all up. And then you've got that pocket in there to put a little extra surprise in that they can find. So all done my darlings. So like I said, you could top stitch if you wanted to. You could then embroider somebody's name or something on it. You know, you could use your machines if you've got letters or something on it, or hand stitch, you know, or just a decorative stitch or something around it. You know, you could use some like white or red rickrack or something and decorate if you wanted to, but you know, I'm going to leave it there. So that's that one. And then that's that one. Okay, so they, you know, depends on what fabric you've got. They look quite different, don't they? The template for them, like I said, is on the website. But this one is staying with me. I'm just going to hang that up, and even if nobody buys me presents to go in it, it's it's just going to be hung up. And then I'm going to finish this one off for Jonah Benjamin. I might put his initials on here. I might put his little JKS on there for him, so that he's got a stocking. And it's a good size stocking as well. You get a few presents in there. Right, my lovely. Hi, hello. That's it for today. Sorry it was such a long one. Oh God, yeah, it really was. And I've got lots to do. I'm back tomorrow with block of the week. Have I decided what I'm going to? I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I've got about 3 or 4 on the go, so I'll choose one of them. Let me just see. The stocking looks good too, but you love the Dashwood one. Yeah, I do as well. I really like that one. That's my fave. Fave. But cute for a little one. You know, really like that one for a little one. That's why I couldn't see it as the back, but works the other way around, so it all worked. Brilliant. Good. Yes. Yeah, you just want to make sure you flip it round. Okay. What was I going to say? Template is on the website. It's only a digital download, but it's only £1. And it'll give you that template, and I've written some basic instructions on there, so you can just mute me and go back through the video. Any other questions there before I disappear, my darlings? No, I definitely did. Cool. Oh, we're still talking about clementines. Excellent. And mandarins and satsumas and all sorts. Lovely. I'll see you tomorrow then, guys. I'm going to go and get some work done. So talking to you lot. And take care. Bye.